Wow, so fancy.
So we can bring it out.
Oh, you want me to take it out?
Oh, you can bring a little closer. This is Jamie at the Bead Gallery. I have a friend today. So let me tell you about her. First, I'm going to make sure that the live is working because we always want to make sure that that's going on.
Well, this is Jamie at the Bead Gallery.
It's working.
That's really cool.
Okay.
It's my first live, y'all.
This is very exciting because this is my sister from the Rising Tide program that we did, and we are small business women entrepreneurs, and we met through that. So that was a CPB run program, Central Pacific Bank, for those of you that don't live in Hawaii.
Yes.
So Haylin is my neighbor.
Yes. Jamie's my idol. I'm trying to be in business 25 years like you.
You will. Can you tell me how your walk was here from your place to here? Because
Yes.
she walked over.
It's only 5 minutes away, and I have a nonprofit called the Tea Café, and it's an inclusive space for teenagers where they can access mental health therapy and boba and games and just to hang out as well.
Haylin, what does inclusive mean? Because I think that I would like my friends and family to know more about this place.
Yeah, absolutely. Inclusive means that all are welcome, right? Including LGBTQIA plus kids, and my kid is also LGBTQIA plus, and so we just really want to make sure that they have a space that they can come to and feel very comfortable and feel loved and seen and heard.
So it's super exciting because when she told me about this, when my brother was growing up, there weren't any resources like that, and like I didn't even know there was resources like that now as an adult, and I'm like 52. So when I heard about that, I was like, what can I do to jump in? What can I do to support it? And then I thought, okay, first of all, I want our community to know so that we can all jump in and support this wonderful program together. But I already called my mom and she's like, I'm going to make kits and then we can go and take the kits and we can go and make jewelry with you guys.
It's going to be amazing.
That's going to be our first project together.
Absolutely. The kids are going to love it. I think that there's so much integration with the healing work that you do, but also like all the beautiful gems and crystals. And I think when the kids can actually create something, right, that's so therapeutic in itself.
I can't wait. I'm really excited.
Yes, me too.
And I don't know if I'm super excited from my menopause or the idea.
Me too. I'm going through menopause too.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
But yes, we, I think that business in itself, sorry to talk about business so much, but it's very, very spiritual and it's very challenging. And I think that no matter what, you're going to be faced with your own self-doubt, self-trust, all of it. So I think business and therapy and the kids really, we want to, I think we're aligned, Jamie, very much so.
We want to make a team. Well, actually, we're going to just extend our families towards each other and just make it bigger. So it's super exciting that she's here today. So I was like, oh, I want to introduce her. I'm going to play this back on our YouTube and share it in our groups. And everybody gets to meet Haylin, our neighbor down the street.
Yeah, so nice to meet you folks.
And when we do our event over there, I'll make sure that we do it live, which will be kind of cool, right? So we can share it with both of our extended ohana so that we can show what we're working on. Hi, June. All right. It's the middle of the day for mostly everyone right now because we're in Hawaii and we are 5 hours behind the East Coast. So I don't want to let her go because we actually have a few minutes. I want to see if there's any questions. Let's see. What kind of questions do I have? How did you end up being a therapist?
Oh my gosh. I always tell people that it was the only thing I could be because I wasn't good at math. I don't really know my times table even now. But I also tell the kids, and right, we all have different strengths and weaknesses. And so you don't have to be so ashamed of your weaknesses. You just double down on your strengths. So I've always loved people. And
I love that double down on your strengths.
Double down on your strengths. And I don't need to, even though I told the whole world that I don't know my times table. But seriously, I think the cohort really has helped with the business math and all of that. And Jamie, just being able to align with other people who can help you in your weaknesses and then doubling down on your strengths. So I think I've always wanted to be a therapist.
Okay. Now, what advice do you give others that you take for yourself?
Oh my gosh, it's so hard. We always think that it's easy as a therapist, you're supposed to know, but when you try to apply it, right, it's very, very difficult. But, with all of that
Inspire me.
Okay. So I think, in terms of uncertainty, that's a big one that I'm going through right now as a business owner, as a mom, and as, everything. I think understanding that uncertainty is really required, right, for success. So is failure. It's required for success. So we don't want to be so ashamed about our imperfection or our mistakes. We kind of want to look at it like an experiment. Like the more mistakes you make, you know that you're one step closer to your success. So I try to take that. I also try to give that advice to the teens, whether they're stressed out at school or whether they're stressed out, you know, at home with their family or, you know, grades, trying to get straight A's, that kind of thing. I always tell them to lean into their failures and not you know, expect their entire identity to be based off of their grades or their self-worth to be based off of what their friends say, right? It's really about discovering who you are, and it's a process. And so do you like yourself, right? Do I like myself? Do I talk nicely to myself? That kind of thing. Or do I just put other people's needs on, you know, above mine? So kind of learning and unlearning how to do that. I have to practice what I preach.
And I was just going to say, do you do anything specific when you hit those uncertainties? Like for me, it goes back to beading. If I do something that I love, it always brings me back to that confidence, and it brings me back to knowing that I'm okay.
Yes.
Just doing something that I love. Or I think about my dog, or I do deep breathing. But honestly, I think, is there other, it's connecting back to yourself and something that you love about yourself. What do you do?
Yeah, no, I think the same. And I also think that it's important for us to raise our self-awareness, which means getting to know yourself, right? Like, so if you don't know yourself, then I think that you need to do those things, like be creative or try new things, or even just, you know, be able to say, well, I'm actually grateful for X, Y, and Z in my life, even though I'm not like where I want to be. I'm still grateful in the present moment. So I think it's hard if we're very emotional. So learning how to regulate your emotions first so that you can do that cognitive work, I think it's important too. Because if I'm off flooded, Jamie, I'm not gonna be all like, okay, I'm so grateful for
you know, that's the last thing we're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
do a reading on me.
I'm gonna have you pick a card, but I also have this idea that you just sponsored in my brain. I have this project, a kit that I want to release next year, and I was thinking, I wonder who it could be for. But then I realized who it's for is anybody who wants to have that time for self-awareness and gratitude and to kind of combat that uncertainty. And the project, I'll just tell you about it super quick. I want to make a box where you pick out a charm. So the charm has different meanings. You could pick a leaf for change. You could pick a tree for being rooted and grounded. You could pick a cloud, so you can be like dreaming and dreaming bigger, right? You pick a symbol that really resonates with you. And inside the box, there's going to be different gems. Then you also pick a color or a gem that calls you. So then you can, and you know what it does? I think there's this thing called decision fatigue, right?
Yes.
But I think that if we grow up making decisions and we're good at it, and we say, I like it, and you just choose it, that when you get older and even more decisions come along your way, you're more prepared.
Yes.
You're not so like, I don't know. You know, you can actually be stronger against the fatigue.
Absolutely.
And that's what I really want to do, is teach people that, you know, like with the method that I've chosen, which is beading, that there are so many like positive effects. I'm going to practice on you.
Okay.
So your card for the day is, let's see what your card for the day is. I'll shuffle it. I feel like it's this one. Oh, there's a rainbow on it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
It's the universe.
I'm going to just show it.
Yeah.
It says, oh, let's get it in focus. If I hold it long enough, Danton will run around and touch the screen. Thanks, Danton. It says, life wants me to be happy, and the rainbow. I promise I didn't pick it because of the rainbow. Then it says, happiness is your natural state. Life wants you to be happy. What is life teaching you about true happiness right now? Oh, this is your card. You keep it in your purse.
Thank you so much. I love this.
I think it kind of just says everything you've just been saying to me.
Yeah. I think what life is teaching me about happiness right now, I mean, I think happiness sometimes is fleeting, right? We're always chasing that happiness. We're always chasing whether it's a new goal or more money, or, right? Like, I need to get married. I want to have a kid, all the things. And so joy, though, is kind of like where you can experience it and you're not chasing something.
Yeah.
So I feel like having that joy, it's stillness. Right? Having joy is stillness. Where happiness, I kind of feel like, And maybe it's just my language, but I feel like happiness is when I'm chasing something, which is also good. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's the game of life. We're playing that game and we want to win no matter what that small little game could be. It could just be like having a dessert at the end of the day, or like whatever your point system is to get what it is. Oh, I like talking to you. It's nice to hear what's coming out of your mouth. And I'm like, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, I know, like the joy is like accessible at any moment.
Yes.
You know, where happiness, I feel like I have to chase it to get that goal. So I'm trying to practice and learn more how to access my joy, even in moments where it's not perfect.
You know, I read a book about happiness, written about this French man wrote it. And it's basically saying, like happiness is not a state of continuity. You know, it's like elusive, and it's for us to decide how do we define it. And it was very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, that's for another talk. So thank you very much for meeting my friend Haylin. And how can they find you if they want to like find your channel or see more about Spill the Tea? Yes, absolutely. So you guys can find us on Instagram at spill_the_tea cafe, or spilltheteacafe.org. Yay! Thank you guys for having me.